Here's what happened during week 3 of The Greenhouse Season 3. This week was Alien Week in the Greenhouse, and for the Greenhouse Challenge, we were playing Take Me to Your Weeder, where the winner of each round would choose someone to send into the greenhouse as their leader. After Shakira won her round, she told Zach that she'd send him into the greenhouse. And during the pick to send people into the greenhouse, the winners of each round were largely picking each other. When Shakira went unpicked, Shakira sent Zach in her place. At the flower picking ceremony, Edmund picked the Moonflower. This is a new power that's specific to Alien Week. The Moonflower can steal one move from one of the other flowers, either a nomination or a blocked vote. Bryn chose the tulip, Thomas chose the rose, and Zach chose the sunflower. Edmund felt like he was on the bottom of the game after the daisy chain because he was toward the back of the pack.
So I finally won my first greenhouse. Don't know how I feel. I think I needed it to show some cards. I'm not thrilled with my position, but I think all of the chaos last round I was not a part of. So I'm just trying to stay unproblematic. I don't know who to trust, but I don't trust anybody. I have the worst trust issues in the world. So I don't know what my plan is right now. I'm either thinking about stealing Sunflower and making a nominee so that way people feel safe with me because I could have nominated them but I didn't. Or maybe blocking a tulip. I don't think I want the rose because I would have just taken the rose if I wanted the one nominee. Plus I would rather spread out the love of who pisses off who and not just me. I need to work on Olivia. I think that's gonna be my ace. But I don't have a group. I'm alone. So if I don't get my shit together, then I don't know how much farther I'm going to make it. Especially with how that daisy chain went. Why are me and Bryn at the bottom with Allie and, oh my god, what's her name? Abilene? Abrielle, sorry. Usually I'm so good with names and here I am messing up everything.
Kat started lying about what she did with her banked vote in the previous round. She said that it wasn't her who played a banked vote because she still had her banked vote in her pot. However, Kat received and played Jack's banked vote, so she was trying to cover her tracks by saying that she never received it in the first place. Brady and Thomas agreed to keep working together, and Brady said that he was setting his sights on Zach as a target because Zach had the most seeds in the game, at least from Brady's perspective. Shane and Abrielle reconciled after Shane called out Abrielle and Allie during the Poison Daisy Chain. He said that he wasn't going to pick them during the Daisy Chain because they had already betrayed him. Shane said that he did this in order to blend in with the Majority Alliance. Shane still hasn't listed who he thinks is in the Majority Alliance. He just knows who isn't in it, and he wants to move forward working with Abrielle, at least according to this conversation. Edmund told Rogue that he hadn't heard Rogue's name during the greenhouse discussions. But then, Edmund turned to the camera and revealed that he wanted to break up Rogue and Brady as a duo, preferably back-to-back.
I think I do want to target Rogue and Brady. But I'd rather Brady go out first to split up that duo. But I don't know. Because in my book, when I play games, if you're gonna split up a duo, they need to go back-to-back. Otherwise, the other one's gonna stay.
After Edmund discussed taking out a duo in back-to-back rounds, Abrielle, whose duo partner went out in the previous round, walked into the door, and Edmund agreed to work with her. Abrielle was on a mission to distance herself from Allie now that Allie was out of the game. Brady joined the conversation and continued to throw Zach under the bus. Shane told Bryn that the two of them were on the bottom, and this was their second time at the bottom of the cast, first in the first Greenhouse Challenge, and second in the Poison Daisy Chain. Bryn seems to be into the idea, but doesn't seem to take action. Thomas and Shakira talk about their stance in the game. Thomas tells Shakira that she'll be safe. Thomas also said that he planned to nominate Rogue or Olivia, preferably Rogue because Rogue had a lot of seeds from winning a few challenges along the way. If Rogue was on the block, he would likely be able to uproot himself, and Thomas wouldn't have any blood on his hands. Rogue, Zach, and Shakira met upstairs, and they agreed that Abrielle probably had the biggest target of the cast, since Allie, her closest ally, went home in the previous week. Edmund talked to Shakira about how he felt on the bottom of the group after being towards the end of the Poison Daisy chain. Shakira also wanted to check in with Edmund to see if she would be safe if Edmund stole a nomination. The two generally got on the same page and were on pretty good terms following the conversation. During the Seed Immunity Challenge, Shane won immunity and Rogue won 2 seeds. Shane then told Kat that Kat was also on the bottom because their general group was left toward the bottom of the Poison Daisy chain. Kat said that she was nervous, especially because she expected Jack to stay during the last vote. Thomas told Edmund that he wanted to nominate someone with a lot of seeds so that seeds could be drained from the game. The two agreed that they wanted to keep working together and potentially form a 4. Thomas said that he was close with Shakira and Brady. Edmund wasn't into the idea of working with Brady, but he's close to Zach and Bryn. The two agreed that Brady and Rogue should probably be split up during this week. And between the two, Brady was the more aggressive player and would probably be the smarter person to send out the door. Rogue was setting his sights on getting another banked vote. Rogue sat down with Bryn and told her that he was willing to take on the burden of having another extra vote. Shane told Shakira that he heard that Shakira was throwing his name around in the previous round. I don't know if that's the truth, genuinely. Shakira denies this, and then Shane also tells Shakira that he thinks that she's in the power group of the game. Shakira also denies that such a group exists. Shane says that he thinks it revolves around the first greenhouse, specifically Shakira and Brady. Shakira denies this, and the two generally end this conversation on good terms. Zach tells Abrielle that he feels no ill will toward her, however, she is an easy person to nominate in the house just because of all the attention that was on her and Allie in the previous week.
So I'm basically using my power this round to kind of guilt trip people into making me feel like they need me in their game. I'm basically just saying like, hey, I don't feel like people were looking out for me last round, and now I'm looking out for you this round, so I need that to be reciprocated. So that's why I keep using my little thing as if I'm like, I might use the sunflower to show loyalty, but I think I'm still gonna play it safe and do tulip. And basically my conversations hopefully will carry through that because I'm having that conversation with every single person. So I don't really care who goes home right now. I think right now I talked to Thomas, we finally locked down us two riding together. Don't know how serious he is about that, but I would like to work with Thomas because I felt the most genuine energy from him, straightforward energy. I do like Bryn, I just think she's kind of a wild card. She's gonna do whatever she wants, but I do think she's starting to like catch on. In my ideal world, because I told Thomas straight up, I'm like, who do you want to work with? And he told me Brady and Shakira, which is kind of not what I was thinking. To me, I want to split up Brady and Rogue, but to me, Brady is the bigger game player, so I'd rather him leave from that duo. I think I need to get closer to Abrielle because now she is a free agent, and I need to talk to Olivia. But my ideal 4 right now is because I feel really good with Zach, and Thomas told me he feels really good with Shakira, and I know Shakira and Zach are close, so I think that could be an easy 4 to get together. It's just about getting Zach alone because everyone is talking to Zach. So, yeah, that's where I'm at.
Olivia and Zach meet up, and Olivia vouches for Brady because Olivia and Brady get along pretty well. She hopes that she can influence Zach because they've been close ever since the air hunt during week 1. Thomas and Abrielle reconcile after the blindside from the previous week. The two agree that there's no hard feelings between the two of them, and they can work together moving forward. In the library, Brady and Rogue comment on how Bryn is pretty much off the radar now after being such a big target during the first week. Thomas tells Shane that he plans to nominate Rogue because Rogue has so many seeds. Shane offers a Final 4 alliance to Thomas, with Shane, Edmund, Kat, and Thomas as the 4 members. Thomas says okay 100,000 times. Shane takes the cue and realizes that Thomas isn't really in his corner.
Thomas is not going to give me anything, and I am immune, so there's like no reason for you to not be honest with me, and he still was not honest with me. So that tells me that you're not good, am freaking flip-flopping back and forth between alliances, and it's freaking aggravating because I just want to be in one and just move on with that. But I'm just like, everyone's just like, well, I don't know. I don't know what we're doing. Come the fuck on. We know what we're doing. So I'm just going to keep balling out of the meetings, I guess, and go for the greenhouse every time. These people are driving me crazy. They're really nice, but like, come on.
Zach, Edmund, and Thomas meet up to discuss the nominations as members of the greenhouse. Thomas tells them that he plans to nominate Rogue, and Zach says he's not sure who to nominate. He wants to nominate Brady because the two haven't been connecting for a while now. Additionally, the three agree that Abrielle is probably the easiest person to throw up alongside the duo of Rogue and Brady.
And I think from here on out, it's gonna be getting ruthless, because I don't think there are any people who haven't tried to make an alliance yet won't be able to nominate each other. So I'm nervous. I'm glad I'm in the greenhouse because I still have some people that I think people can kind of unanimously like agree on as people that need to go. But past this point, I could really see it going anywhere. Whoever's in the greenhouse is going to decide next is going to decide a lot. I feel like the next one is going to be a pretty mouth covering game.
Who are you closest to right now?
I've made really good connections with Olivia, but I know Thomas is a really strong player, and Thomas and I we kind of had this like little thing in the kitchen. He knows that I am willing to like put my seeds towards something that he's passionate about, and I think we've kind of had that understanding. I'm still watching it though because he is a good player, so he and I have gotten that connection. And I think Shakira and I have each other's back too. We've kind of had it throughout the game. It started off wonky in the beginning, but I feel like now we're kind of steady. So whoever makes it past this round is gonna be questionable where the alliances lie.
Thomas warns Rogue that he'll be nominating Rogue, but he tells Rogue that he wants to see him win the uproot. He promises Rogue a seed. In order to try to save himself, Rogue says that he's probably going to get blocked by Bryn, and as a result, he would be able to give Thomas one of the 2 bank votes that he would have at that point. But at the nomination ceremony, Thomas didn't buy it. Rogue, Brady, and Abrielle were nominated for banishment, and Edmund stole one of the Tulip's blocked votes. At the start of the auction, Brady knew that he wouldn't be able to buy anything because he had much less seeds than his friend Rogue. He started throwing Zach under the bus to anyone who would listen. Zach told Abrielle that he would support her in the auction, especially because he wanted to see Brady and Rogue broken up more than he wanted to see Abrielle go. Thomas and Bryn discussed who Bryn should block with her Tulip block. She's able to block Edmund, a fellow member of the greenhouse. In order to show a sign of good faith, Bryn agrees to block Edmund. Thomas tells Kat and Olivia that he didn't nominate them because he wanted to extend his loyalty to them and show them that he wasn't out to get them. They ate it up. Shane again put out feelers to start an alliance, this time with Bryn. He told Bryn that he felt good about her and Edmund and that the 3 of them should talk together. Again, there wasn't much action following this conversation. Shakira and Rogue agreed that they wanted to keep together the members of the first greenhouse, that being Shakira, Rogue, and Brady. Edmund offers to block Shakira's vote to continue their growing alliance. Shakira accepts. Brady pulled Shakira to the side and said that he figured out that Kat was lying about her banked vote from the previous round. She was the extra vote that was against Shakira last week. Additionally, Brady throws Zach under the bus again, saying that Zach had been targeting Shakira for a while. The 2 agree that they want to see Rogue stay and hope that he wins the auction. Rogue pulls Kat and Olivia to the side. He asks them for seeds if the auction gets close. They agree to give him seeds if the bidding goes up. Edmund tells Abrielle that he wants to see Abrielle stay. He really wants to break up the duo of Rogue and Brady. And with Edmund's encouragement, Abrielle bid 3 seeds on Uproot and started a bidding war. Zach, Brady, and Thomas met up as the bidding war started. They agreed that they wanted to split up Brady and Rogue, and they also agreed that Brady was probably the bigger target between the 2. Rogue asked Thomas for the seed that Thomas promised just before nominations. Thomas followed through with that promise and gave Rogue a seed. As Abrielle and Shane were discussing the bidding, Rogue bid 4 seeds on the Uproot. Kat gave Rogue the seed that she promised him earlier, And in the kitchen, Thomas and Bryn were discussing the nominations. Thomas said for the first time that he wants to see Rogue go home this week. That's because Rogue has a lot of seeds at this point, and if he doesn't give them to other people, then Rogue's seeds would dissolve as soon as Rogue was eliminated. Additionally, he told Bryn that Rogue was promising that Bryn would block Rogue's vote, basically making a promise on behalf of Bryn. Bryn wasn't happy to hear that. Against Abrielle's protest, Zach gave Abrielle a seed to continue raising the bid. And then Abrielle went to Holly's stand and bid 5 seeds on Uproot. In what is my favorite conversation of the week, Shane was talking to Rogue about Rogue's long-term plans, and he asked Rogue if Rogue stayed, whether Shane would be on his radar. Shane was wondering whether Rogue would target Shane moving forward, but Rogue thought that Shane was asking if Shane would be an ally moving forward. So Rogue said, yeah, Shane would be on his radar, and then Shane questioned Rogue, thinking that Rogue just admitted that he would target Shane moving forward.
I don't know if it was a slip of the tongue and I gave him the chance to recover, but either way, that smelled like I was on your radar, and it smelled like shit, so you might be going home. That was too close. I mean, if you outbid, I'm gonna be like, hunky-dory. That's why I was like, let me ask for clarification, because now I can weasel my way out of it if I have to, but that was not a great look. So, we'll see how it goes.
Brady was talking to Edmund about how much Zach should leave the game. During the conversation, Shakira runs up and tells Brady that Rogue has been outbid on the Uproot, and that they had to move quickly.
So I got exactly what I wanted, and I'm the tulip bitch. And I got what I wanted with Allie leaving in the daisy chain. Zach is a threat, but I think Zach is with me right now. But I just promised Brady that I would keep him. But I think Bryn is gonna block my vote, so I don't have to keep that promise.
Edmund tells Shane about Brady's warpath against Zach. The two agree that if Brady stays in the game, Zach and Brady will continue to go after each other. And because of Zach's seed count, which is currently being depleted by Abrielle's bidding, Zach would likely buy the Venus flytrap, which would keep the both of them safe from the flytrap. Because of this, they thought they would be able to coast the middle by keeping this rivalry alive. Downstairs, Rogue raised the bid to 6 seeds. Brady gave Rogue a seed to support his friend. Abrielle then matched the bid at 6 seeds. Rogue then ran to Olivia and got the seed that Olivia promised him, and Rogue raised the bid to 7 seeds. Edmund, Shane, Zach, and Abrielle convened by the staircase and agreed that they wanted to make sure that Abrielle would win the auction to guarantee that Brady and Rogue would be broken apart. Edmund gave Abrielle her 7th seed, and off camera, Shane gave Abrielle her 8th seed. Abrielle then matched the bid at 7 seeds. Outside, Shakira, Brady, Kat, and Thomas were trying to figure out where the seeds came from. Brady had one clear answer: Zach. At the end of the auction, Rogue raised the bid to 8 seeds, and Abrielle matched him. Ties in the greenhouse auction are broken by random draw. Rogue and Abrielle rolled the dice, and Abrielle won the Uproot and spent her seeds, while Rogue took all of his seeds back. Rogue returned seeds to the 4 people who gave him seeds during the auction, but nobody knew that. Bryn blocked Edmund from voting, and Edmund blocked Shakira from voting. And the 2 friends from Austin, Brady and Rogue, were left on the block.
I'm not gonna campaign against Rogue. That's like bestie. Maybe I will a little. But regardless, may the best Austin player win.
Brady immediately told Olivia that he was best friends with Rogue, and Olivia didn't give Brady a straight answer about where she would be voting. Kat wanted to keep Rogue because Rogue gave her some sting cream whenever a wasp stung her earlier, while Thomas and Edmund brought up how much of a threat Rogue was if he was able to accumulate that many seeds at a moment's notice. Rogue gave Shane his banked vote so that Shane could use it in Rogue's favor. Shane promised to vote to keep Rogue in the game. Shakira and Zach discussed the previous auction, trying to figure out who gave seeds to who. The two agreed that they trusted each other and Thomas. Abrielle, Olivia, and Kat could not figure out who they wanted to vote for. Olivia was leaning in favor of voting out Rogue, and Abrielle agreed that it was a threat that Rogue was able to get so many seeds so quickly. Shakira, Thomas, and Edmund talked outside, and Shakira brought up that Zach and Brady were definitely not together, and the three of them agreed that keeping Brady in the game would continue the conflict between Brady and Zach, and that would only keep them out of harm's way. Brady and Zach cleared the air in the backyard, agreeing that they just were not going to be on the same side of the game moving forward. Rogue promised to give 4 players his seeds for safekeeping in case he went home. If Rogue stayed, he expected those seeds to come back. But those 4 players convened and realized that if they just voted out Rogue, they'd be able to keep that seed.
I'm still the Rose, goddamn. Anyway, I feel really, really good right now. I think everybody thinks I am like prioritizing them, which is a good place to be. I think Shakira thinks I'm prioritizing her. Me and Brady made a Final 4, Final 3 deal. Edmund thinks I'm going to the end with him. Me and Bryn are really strong. Olivia and Kat are, like I tried to say, I didn't nominate them for a reason, which, whatever. I think Rogue is about to go home and I just nominated him. Shane thinks I'm really good with him, even though I think it's more one-sided, and I just promised him top 9, and I've just been saying okay every time he talks to me. So yeah, that's pretty much everyone. Abrielle, we're pretty good too. I think I'm kind of skirting along. I just don't want people to start smelling it. I want Zach to go home soon because I think he is the closest to catching on.
Brady told Shane that his plan was to target Zach moving forward. Shane liked the idea because Brady was actually telling him a name to target. And Shane decided to split his vote, with Rogue's banked vote going against Brady and Shane's own vote going against Rogue.
So, the tea is, Edmund gave me a banked vote, and I have my own vote. So I'm just telling both sides, oh yeah, I'll vote for you. I'm gonna use this on Brady. Edmund's gonna have no idea that I voted against him. I'm gonna vote each one of them out and be right in the middle. That is my plan. This has been a really good round. Hopefully, yeah, next week shit could hit the fan. But I feel really good about that immunity. I think was clutch. So we'll see how this goes. But playing double agent, really, really fun. Okay.
Brady and Rogue met up to tell each other goodbye, as one of them would be leaving the game soon. Rogue asked Brady if they should tell anyone about their secret, but Brady revealed that he had already told like 3 people that they're friends. And that's the truth. Brady just could not stop telling people. He told Abrielle right after that conversation. Rogue officially transferred 4 seeds to other players for safekeeping. These were the 4 players who agreed to vote out Rogue in order to keep those seeds for themselves. At the banishment ceremony, Shane divided his votes as he planned, with 1 vote going against Rogue and 1 vote going against Brady. He hoped that this would disguise his lie to Rogue. However, the vote was 5-1, and the only vote in favor of Rogue was the red banked vote, so Shane's lie was immediately clockable. And Rogue was banished by a vote of 5-1, becoming the first member of the jury. What'll happen next week? It was a pretty explosive auction this time. Will next week's top it? See you next week on The Greenhouse Season 3.